The Space Force, the one branch of the military that easily could have been the coolest, most badass thing you could ever imagine, has somehow made it more lame with the new rank structure that just came out. Not to mention the boot camp video where it's just watch right here.
Let's go. Guys, we're racing. Get over it! Get over it! Get over it! Catch him! Catch him!
But yes, they've somehow single-handedly started to become one of the laughing stocks and jokes of every single military branch. Let's look at the rank structure. Memorandum for all Guardians. United States Space Force ranks names effective 1 February 2021. The following rank names will be used across all Space Force systems and in all manners of address. E1, Specialist 1. Abbreviation SPC1. Preferred term Specialist, but Spec 1 or Specialist 1 are acceptable. Now mind you, Specialist 2 for E2, Specialist 3 for E3, and Specialist 4 for E4, and they can all be called specialists. We finally understand that the ranks of E4 and below almost don't have much weight or bearing to them, and that the leadership really doesn't matter, which is why the Marine Corps even only allows people to come in as an E2, and the E3 levels can actually hold some kind of power. The E4s can even hold some kind of power. For some reason, me and the Navy, I've noticed we have no structure as far as power at the E4 level, and the Air Force feels like it's the same way. Now the Space Force. Now to reflect on the word specialist, that is an equivalent of an E4 rank in the Army, so already going to be confusing for people, especially from other branches. Next, we have sergeant for E5. Makes sense. Army has sergeants, Marine Corps has sergeants, E5s just rolls right along. The rank is across the board synonymous. As if this isn't already confusing enough, you got Army Specialist for the entire ranks of E4 below. You got the Sergeant to go in there, and then now you're bouncing over to the Air Force side of the house. Don't worry though, the trend continues from E7 to E9 with Master Sergeant as E7, Senior Master Sergeant as E8, and E9 as Chief Master Sergeant. And the officer ranks do not change up at all from what it was in the Air Force. So essentially, just the little enlisted people get to notice any difference of their branch versus another branch. But I would like to note as well, there are no changes in the insignias that have been present from the Air Force, similar to what you're seeing on this fake mock-up, which I think a lot of us were anticipating having a lot more differences as far as the images that you would see for each rank. This is such an issue that the Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force actually came out with a 3-minute video talking about why they came to these conclusions and why they adapted some of the names that they've used.
So first, we wanted to be inclusive. We wanted to hear from you. We collected thousands of ideas from all of you, and we appreciate them. We also wanted things to have a modern fit but have lasting relevance. We wanted gender-neutral ranks. We didn't want to have ordinal numbers. We didn't want to have diminutive titles that presumed that things like junior or second class, things like that.
I'm sorry, but did you just throw shame at the world's finest Navy because we have third class, second class, and first class petty officer? I think so. But that doesn't have to be the case. That's called tradition there, Chief Master Sergeant. Tradition. You had a chance with the ranks to create tradition as an entirely new branch. We could have had cool names like Space Ranger or, I don't know, something else. But let's continue.
We wanted to stay away from those. And we wanted time-proven ranks that have been used for 1,000 years so we could be very confident they would last for 100 years. We wanted our ranks to speak to our human capital strategy, to our mission. We wanted them to be descriptive, we wanted them to be mission focused, and we wanted them to be open-ended for our future.
Gotta hold off there. Descriptive. So Specialist 1, 2, 3, 4 does not really go anything specific. If anything, it makes it seem like they blend them all together from E1 to E4. So I'm trying to understand the descriptive factor of this, but he does go into what he means by that.
We wanted them to be congruent with the joint force, to have symmetry and shared meanings. We didn't want asynchronous definitions so that a corporal was an E9 or a master sergeant was an E3. We knew that that wouldn't make sense.
But we already established it's confusing because specialist as an E4 is a specialist all the way down to E1. So it's confusing for people in the Army that have a specialist because it doesn't make sense for the other branch. You've adapted the word, but applied it to other ranks, which is what you were trying to avoid in the beginning. By the way, Chief Master Sergeant, I know that you're probably the messenger of this message. You're not the primary person that just randomly thought of all these ideas.
And finally, we wanted them to be easy to teach and easy to learn. We have to be able to craft a doctrine around these ranks so that we can deliver them in a digestible format and form a culture and heritage around them.
You made them easy to digest by making it very basic E1 to E4, so I do understand that. But I will say, if anything, it's now confusing because you've adapted two different branches entirely, which even me as a Navy guy, I know Navy ranks, Coast Guard ranks, Marine Corps ranks, Army ranks. I know every single one because the Navy heritage tradition is already there. The Army and Marine Corps heritage is already there. We will digress with the difference between those is the E4 rank between specialists on the Army side, which also does have a corporal, by the way, which is mirroring the Marine Corps side. And also I do understand that it does divide at the top of the rank structure for the Marine Corps between technical and administrative between E8 and E9. So, but there are similarities still, though, across the entire thing where it doesn't really deviate too much.
This is what we use to come up with what you've seen. And we believe that when we say specialist, we're using all of those rules to say this is why we're calling you specialist 1, 2, 3, 4. We're calling you sergeant because we want you to serve people. We're calling you technical sergeant because we want you to be a technical expert. Oh, by the way, in the future, if we have technical tracks, we might keep you a technical sergeant and step those up 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. We know that a master sergeant is a master servant, the person most capable, the expert at serving others and taking care of folks. And senior master sergeant to be just one extra step and congruent across the joint force. We thought that chief master sergeant, the head servant, was exactly what we wanted.
Wait. So the wording that he used from this is saying that you could be multiple variations of a technical sergeant. What I'm going to go off of with this, if we look at anything of someone being very technical expert, that is typically warrant officers. If you look from the list, there's not a single warrant officer in the Space Force. So it sounds like he's hinting here there could be a level or type of warrant officer. I don't know if that's what they're actually going to use or if they would signify you as something different within that rank of E6 itself. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. There's a lot of people that find this hilarious, the difference in ranks that have now developed for the Space Force. Dan Wennis says, how much you want to bet that some effing tool E4 is going to demand E1 to E3 addresses them as Specialist 4? 100% that's going to be the case. Like, this is my rank. I'm a Specialist, but I'm a 4, and you're a 3. So, you have to do what I say. Danny Cossey Jr. says, this looks like someone procrastinated on their homework assignment and changed a couple things so they didn't get tagged for plagiarism. Yes, 100%. It's like, a couple right answers. I guess I could write a couple things. Specialist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chief, make a decision. The bell's about to ring for my next class, and I have to get this homework done. And Michelle Ringo, coming in with the most clutch pun probably of 2021, says, Stargent. Yes, that would have lasted a lifetime. Stars have been around for millions of years. Chief Master Sergeant, thinking beyond. We're talking science here. Tavy Kim comes in with one of the great applications of this and says, thing 1, thing 2, go help thing 3 and 4. That's probably what this is going to come down to, just calling them numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we really haven't created a rank that's memorable, but like I said, there's not much leadership that happens down at those ranks anyway. I would love to know what you guys think down in the comments below about these new ranks. If you are in the Space Force too, please leave a comment down below of your own experiences or something you want to share. Maybe we're not seeing from the news cycle today, but as always, if you guys do like what I do over here at this channel, you can always check out my Patreon down in the description below. You can help the channel grow there. Also, you can go over to the membership tab and become a member for the channel. And if you like this video, make sure you guys like it to make sure that other people can see this type of content. But as always, if you guys do have questions, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.